Alright, now this one has been requested by a lot of people, and I finally got a game in. Mostly because I got runes. Which one? And it is Wukong, and it is again placement hell. In fact, it's the last placement match for Rey Chorizo. All the other Smurfs have pretty much had theirs, and this is the last one for him. I don't quite remember the exact rune setup, but I believe it was something like 7 armor pen red, 2 attack damage red, armor yellow, magic resistance blue, scaling, I think. Oh no, that's flat. Yeah, flat. And attack damage quints. And my masteries are 21, 9, and 0. They're actually offensive, which I'm going to say will be regretful during certain fights, even if we win. Like, you'll notice. Anyways, standard blue to red start. Go try to gank top. I flash to try to kill Shyvana, and she flashes, so I guess it's an advantage for us. Nonetheless, right now the new jungle item buff, the one that gives you sustain for damage you deal, is amazing on Wukong. It's pretty much solidified him as a really strong pick. He was iffy before this change because his sustain just was so bad and he just got wrecked by the jungle. But now thanks to these changes, he can actually sustain himself. He does enough damage and enough damage frequently to just pretty much be topped off. A little, so he's still a little under health, but it's quickly rectified by any lifesteal item or just getting more damage and just beating the monsters to death. But yeah, it's really helped him out and it's made him ridiculous, much like I already mentioned in the Pantheon game. So I don't know, just some standard games going here, so that's why I'm just talking about Wukong. Wukong, I've always said he's an average sort of jungler with a very unique thing. The unique thing being he has fucking amazing initiation. His ultimate is just so good in any team fight, either following it up or being the cause of the initiation. Like, look here, I use my ultimate. The follow-up sucks really, really bad, so we don't get a kill. I mean, we're gonna get the kill, but it would have been a lot cleaner if it had gone better. But damn. Still, that initiation with Wukong in full-blown team fights is so strong, especially if you have items. Because he can pretty much 1v5 a certain team comp in certain situations. So yeah, the average jungler has had one of his biggest issues rectified. So now he's excellent across... he's excellent in certain categories, aka team fighting. He's okay in clearing, and his sustain problems have just pretty much been solved, which were his biggest problem. And that kind of makes him fucking one of the best junglers picks right now. Hell, it's still up in the air for me whether I'll consider him a really great jungler. Like, if he's just a strong pick is one thing, but if he's a strong jungler is another. Because, I mean, sustain is essentially has been made pointless on any champion in the game. So, junglers who couldn't jungle before can jungle now. Junglers who only moderately sucked don't suck anymore. It's something to explore, and it's actually delayed the tier list a little bit more because I gotta change scores and everything. Here we go. We initiate kind of pretty stupidly, and we pay the price for that. I mean, we get 2 kills onto Jinx, which is not a bad thing, but our deaths were pretty much pointless too. So they kind of went on the Sivir, and you know that, well, actually they didn't go. She's just like 1 kill. It kind of went all over to the place in the enemy team, and it's not a good thing. I'm building damage, and I already have damage in my masteries and my runes. So that's kind of a really risky thing. I can die real quickly, and my ultimate will not have full effect. So I'm kind of relying on the fact that we probably could get off a good ultimate as the Orianna Wukong combo and wipe them out before the enemy team can do anything to us. I'll say this though, this Teemo, his mushrooms have been very disappointing, and they will be rather disappointing across the game. I don't really approve or enjoy how this Teemo is using them. So, nonetheless, Wukong, holy fuck. He was very strong before, and he was questionable pick, and now he's just broken. And as you can see, I already have quite the number of kills early. And here's actually good initiation. I go in, W, sneak in, use my ultimate, and pop on Veigar, beating up his little face. Like, I flash away Nami's Q and just murder the hell out of Veigar. Though it looked like Jinx would have gotten the kill anyways. We give chase, but it seems we're only going to be able to get Veigar. Thresh can't land a chain to save his fucking life. However, though, Silver gets close, hits a mushroom, and bam, Oriana picks up the kill right there. So it ends up being, you know, at least fruitful for us. We initiate, and Ami uses her ultimate. We just kind of bail out. It doesn't matter. Now, as I was saying, oh, here, right, well, I just have to say that. I gave Teemo the kill. It was his kill entirely, so, yeah. Now, as I was saying, Wukong, like, I used to really like playing him in Season 2 and in Season 3. He was kind of a fun jungler because he kind of challenged you to do smart things because you were, like, average make average. And you just had to, if you were skilled enough, you could cope with, like, most problems of any junglers. So it was always fun to play. Now, it's kind of annoying seeing him in several games. Like, he's a very basic champion. I mean, I forgot what his old kit was, but it was apparently more creative than this. I mean, yeah, I'm not saying he's a bad champion, but his kit is pretty much vanilla as fuck. And here comes probably one of the dumbest initiations I ever had. I go in, I press E, and then I land on Veigar's stun. Man, that could have been a lot cooler. But at the same time, though, Oriana did die, so like there wouldn't have been any follow-up, and we might have just lost. So could have been worse. It was, I mean, sure as hell was embarrassing. Anyways, this is the last of the placement matches for Rey Chorizo. The placement matches have gone well so far. In fact, like right in the recording of this game, Riot actually implemented a new system where if you're playing versus higher level opponents and you do well versus them, it will raise you up to like Platinum 1 or something. Burke, my other Smurf, I just played one Platinum game and I was Platinum 3 and then went to Platinum 1. I was like, whoa, that made no sense. I had just finished losing placement matches for Platinum 2. Rey Chorizo landed in Platinum 1, by the way. There's no spoiler alert. Most people would just go use looking and looked him up anyway, so they already know what he's at. As far as me using, you know, pronouns to describe my Smurf accounts, it's just easier for me that way. Anyways, we initiate on the enemy team. Oriana gets a kind of a good ult. I get a semi-good ult too. It admittedly pretty much sucked. I get 2 kills, and here is where my greed shines, though maybe she wouldn't have died. Silver steps on the mushroom. I jump her, and I hit a barrier. And then she dies anyway, so I don't know if the mushroom would have killed her or if she would have popped the barrier and then survived and then hit the other mushroom. But I wasn't going to take any chances. I wanted to shut down gold. The delicious shut down gold. Of course, Teemo got it and fuck Teemo in his ass. I hope you've noticed something in the map already. I hope to God that is an intentional bug or something that Riot put into the game. I've mentioned it in the other Teemo games, but whenever Teemo uses his mushrooms in certain ways, it leaves a crucifix behind. If that's not a sign of the Antichrist, I don't know what it is. And of course, there you saw a pretty beautiful initiation from me and a follow-up from Oriana, blowing up Veigar and allowing us to get an inhibitor. Thresh died rather needlessly. And then the enemy team gives chase, at least dies, and then my team pretty much breaks ranks. So Oriana dies to give chase to Jinx, and she kind of gets away. Oh, no, wait, no, she does. She dies. She dies a miserable death. She can't run away from, I guess, this per Sivir. Sivir's probably a better cop than Vi and Caitlyn. So, once again, we prepare for, you know, another team fight. Teemo is putting on his mushrooms in the weirdest of ways. I pretty much prefer to have mushrooms set up to deal with fights instead of for, I guess, map awareness, because, you know, the most obvious opponent. Oh, actually, here's a good initiation. Even the follow from Oriana is good. However, Jinx was in no position to actually be here for the fight, and it just becomes one disorganized clusterfuck of a mess. There are no Teemo mushrooms to help the team out right now either. So, and of course, Thresh misses yet another Q, and we end up losing 2-0. I mean, well, 2-1. See, Teemo's mushrooms are just so poorly placed. I would have preferred he had used them to set it up for fights. Like if they chase us or we fight on top of them, then we get a massive advantage. But no, the mushrooms are in obvious places which are easily avoided or just popped because they're going to obviously be careful. So yeah, the Teemo. I know it sounds like I'm complaining a lot about the Teemo, but it really would have helped us. It kind of felt like he didn't exist in most of these fights. I escape thanks to the Thresh. So, but then, you know, obviously Elise comes in and chases me because we kind of dicked around in the escape there. Team accomplishes very little right there. Enemy team catches him and murders him, so... yeah. Anyhow, I come back, buying some offense and of course magic resistance because, holy crap, I'm dying. My runes and masteries are sort of biting me in the ass currently. If I had gone tankier, then I could have been, you know, the tanky support-ish initiator for my team. And here, that was just a questionable ultimate from the Jinx. Veigar dies, so that's kind of a good thing. We kill Jinx. You know, Thresh actually misses Q right there. I go in with my ultimate, pop in. He actually gets a Q on Shyvana this time, and we end up killing her. With that in effect, we go get Baron, and check this dumb shit out. For whatever goddamn reason, Orianna pushed mid while the rest of us did Baron, and died. Then, since the teammates don't run away, they go to the enemy team, and then they die. I ran top because I knew they were coming. It's like, why would you guys stay or even be in that area? My teammates died as a result and pretty much made our Baron worthless. I killed the enemy Elise and the Sivir before I die. Not enough to protect the inhibitor, but that Baron pretty much fucked us over. It lost us a tower and an inhibitor. I can't believe my teammates just had that incredible lack of map awareness. I know it's just complaining, but it's a legitimate complaint. This is why it's called placement hell. How the Orianna just leaving and going mid for some reason was enough reason to be like questioning what the fuck just happened. Of course, there's going to be more mistakes here that are just questionable. For starters, the Teemo really should consider putting his mushrooms near the tower. Because if a team fight breaks out here and they try to dive us, they'll be fucked by mushrooms. But no, I don't know what the hell he's been doing with the mushrooms. He's just kind of placing them at random. I try to initiate, but I want to only fight if I can get the Sivir. Look at her farm. Look at her, like, she's huge. If we need to kill her in every fight. So we back off, knowing that turret's gonna fall. I go in, but I don't initiate. Like I had nobody in my clutch for my ultimate, and Orianna pops her ultimate. Fortunately, Sivir gets a little too cocky, gets CC'd and killed, and so does Veigar. So it ends up working in the end, anyways. Even though it was one of the dumber fights. Another fight breaks out. Pop my ultimate, fight right here, and. Look, that mushroom of Teemo barely gets popped at the end. Fortunately, I'm strong enough to kill the Nami and then kill the Elise. Like, pop E. And, you know, Shyvana just runs off. We take out the dragon and we solidify a gold lead. It's a small gold lead. The kill spread is very low. And the thing is, we are pretty much losing despite having this gold lead. The enemy team has more towers and thus more map control. Our Baron is worthless and our itemization is all over the place. And yes, I did buy the Mercurial Scimitar because I felt, you know what, if I'm getting stunned before I get to use my ultimate, then I'm not being effective. And I figured, you know, might as well buy this. I probably should have just left it at the sash and built something else, but you know, I can't take it back anymore. So, you guys want to know how to lose a team fight in like 5 seconds? Well, you should get ready for this. The enemy team, we're here just trying to take the inhibitor. My team is running around, kind of missing spells. I'm trying to get ways to pop these Banshee spells so we can get an initiation. And here, instead of protecting the Sivir or anything, or at least blinding her, we just kind of let her walk right through. And she cuts us to ribbons. It was just like, what the hell were we doing? Why was nobody protecting her? Why is Teemo's mushrooms terribly placed? I think Thresh should have been the one to peel for her since I had to initiate. Or I think we should probably just back the fuck off because half our teammates were almost dying. So that was just a complete idiocy in my team, including me. So don't just say I'm blaming my teammates. I was pretty much not on the ball in that part either. And with that, we die. And with that, we fucking lose. Just... hooray for placement matches, because holy fuck. I mean, still, Wukong gets a game for Season 4, finally, but holy fuck, that sucked. Remember to like the video, yay.